everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we are gonna bring you the best and worst of football world that has happened in the previous week. I am Srđan, and with me is, as always,
Patrick. Hello everyone.
So another week of football is behind us, and there's been a lot of interesting matches. So for our best and worst, we have picked two matches. One of them was one of the most surprising matches that we have had in the history of Premier League, and that is crazy match between Everton and Bournemouth.
That's right. It was still 85th, 87 even minute, and Everton was still leading 2-0, and some crazy shit happened.
Exactly. This was literally the latest that some team was leading 2-0 and ended up losing the match in the entire history of Premier League.
And for our top of the last week, it is Barcelona versus Real Valladolid, which ended up being 7-0 for Barcelona winning, actually, and it was total smacking, actually. Like, changing Xavi to Hansi Flick is finally starting getting this club somewhere. Like, they are putting very higher momentum. Of course, Barcelona, and in the last match everything was actually going so smooth that it was like watching someone playing on a PlayStation on a amateur difficult level.
I mean, when you win 7-0, something has went well in that match.
Very well.
But in general, they have started with 4 wins out of 4, so they have maximum 12 points, and well, even though they still have financial difficulties, you have to give them their flowers and to say that they were the top performer of this previous week.
Exactly, and even Lewandowski now has way better stats than Kylian Mbappe, who is, like, let's be honest, the biggest star of the league.
Finally scored against Betis, and he scored 2 goals.
2 goals, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Rafinha scored hat-trick in only one match against Valladolid, so yeah.
And also, if I can go back just a bit to Hansi Flick, like, he always knows how to put Robert Lewandowski on the pitch, because like Lewandowski has scored, I think, the most goals under his wings. let's say it. And it's happening back again, but in like different club, but same,
in the
very
different
same
league,
story.
in the different, complete different system.
Yeah.
But still, some things are obviously clicking with them, so you have to say it where it is. But in general, what's the best thing that you see in Hansi Flick being now in Barcelona?
To be honest, I would say they are finally getting on the penalty box of the opponent. Like, you barely see the strikers on their own penalty box because they are afraid of, I don't know, Celta Vigo. Now, if Barcelona is actually playing with someone lower tier, like low tier team, they are actually winning, and it's not like win like 2-1, 1-0. It's not like struggling. It's going smooth. Like, I think we are going back to the default state of FC Barcelona.
I mean, that would be nice to see, because really them suffering for the better part of the decade with financial problems that made them like lose Messi, like the icon of this Barcelona era.
Exactly.
To make them sell a lot of players, and also even to be in the fear of being able to register players, like it happened now with Dani Olmo.
Same.
And yeah, I mean, even this week, literally, they lost Gundogan, who went back to Manchester City.
Yeah, the story with Gundogan is one of the tragic stories of this club, because with him they will be even more
more direct and more solid in the like midfield, because Gundogan is aging a bit, but he's still one of top 10 midfielders in the world.
He sees everything, just like De Bruyne in City. If you have such player in the midfield, like, you can create some big chances out of nothing.
And he also works well on the defensive side of the pitch.
Also,
yeah, they're gonna miss him, but Thankfully, Dani Olmo has started really well. He scored again against the Valladolid. He gave them a winner in the previous round.
Also, Yamal is playing very well.
Yeah,
Like
and
his
that's,
top
that's actually
form.
the lack of Barcelona, because they have such great academy that they, even
will
when they're at
always
their
have.
lowest, they still have like academy players to rely on.
Exactly, like his top form from the Euros is still paying off now
exactly.
in the club, and this isn't always. If you
Yeah,
buy someone, take
exactly.
someone who was very good in the international tournament, and then it turns out that in the club it is like totally different story.
Yeah, because like Yamal is brought up in that system, and you know that he's gonna provide like consistent games.
Yeah.
And to finish off the Barcelona segment, I think that they're even gonna get better, because they're still missing few players because of injuries, and they're not in their like best 11 like
Still.
squad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now let's go back to the Premier League, and actually before we go to the worst of this week, let's give a shout out to Liverpool, who beat actually after 3 years Manchester United at Old Trafford, and Arne Slot going 3 for 3.
Yeah, Arne Slot actually with this win I won a lot of Liverpool fans' hearts, I would say, and this match was fully in control of Liverpool, especially knowing that they were playing on their ground, but like
Yeah, away at Manchester.
yeah. And suddenly something interesting happened with their neighbors actually.
Yeah, like we already mentioned in the intro, they were leading up to 87th minute and still managed to concede 3 goals in such short time.
3 goals in 4 minutes, 3 minutes maybe.
I think like at the end it was 7. I feel
Yeah,
like it
yeah,
was
yeah.
94th when the last goal hit. But also,
Still.
to be honest, even before the third goal, Pickford made 2 brilliant saves. So that third goal,
It's still not enough.
yeah, exactly. Like that third goal should have come even easier, because like there was a great save and another shot that was going all the way into the like side netting, but he managed to save that. I don't know, you could literally see the Everton team fall apart on the pitch. And it all started when Daesh took out Tendai, who was running the midfield for them. Like they were pretty much in control. And when he went off and Doucouré went in, they completely lost the midfield, and Bournemouth just starting swarming them, like attacking, swinging in crosses, and
Yeah, same shit might happen to anyone. Like I saw even like tennis players losing, even if they had like 5 or like 4 match balls.
But it's even
They might felt that the match is already won, and even if they will now just slow down, the time is like so short that their rivals
Nothing
can
happen.
do.
Yeah, but it's like kinda understandable. I mean, still not understandable, but more understandable, like in individual sports when it's only you that it count on.
Yeah, but
there's
like in
11 people on the pitch.
But it's Everton.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, this can be like some early bird of actually Everton going to the championship. Maybe it's to the changing of a coach, maybe something like that.
I mean, they need to change something definitely, but they are completely strapped for cash also, because they even had points deduction last season because of it, and I don't know if they can even afford to change the coach.
I guess not.
that is a really huge problem, and like Sean Dyche is so old school manager that at this point he can't do what he did at Burnley, because at Burnley he, by strong physical play, managed to outmuscle opposition somehow, and to get some points, like to get some wins, to get some like tough draws. They were always a tough cookie. Like nobody managed to trash Burnley 6-0, 7-0. Like that rarely happened even against superior opposition. But at this point, the rest of the world is catching up with physicality. And on top of that all, they lost their most physical player of last season, Onana, who is playing really good for Aston Villa now. And yeah, I mean, if something doesn't change drastically, they can be on their way to championship. And what would make the problems even bigger for them is they are losing the patience of the fans. After 4-0 defeat against Tottenham, they got really abused at the like train station. These were like,
I'm not surprised.
yeah, and that's like behavior that's not gonna do any well to them.
Of course, and I still remember, like, I can drift kinda away out of it to the international football, because for me I'm mostly a fan of Polish national team, and I still have somewhere in my mind issues with with a match of our team with Moldavia, and we were leading 2-0, and we also managed to lose it, but like
At
in
least
one half.
not in 87th minute.
At least it wasn't that kind of catastrophe. It was like 45 minutes catastrophe. But still, like, I remember myself what I was doing, what I was saying. I was mad. Like, I don't remember last time I was that mad at them, because I was like, what is your problem? So I totally feel like Everton fans right now. I know what they feel, because I felt the same.
I mean, being fan of Polish national team isn't far removed from being an Everton fan.
It's almost the same.
Is there like they used to have a chant like was it West Ham fans during their worst era, that they were having a chant like, "You're nothing special, we lose every week."
I can even remember in our darkest era that we were supporting our rivals, actually, even if it was San Marino. Like, imagine the way that we were mad at our team, and that still nothing is happening, and the coach is shit, everyone is shit, everything needs to be destroyed, and like the atmosphere around the team was kinda like in Everton right now, I would say.
I mean, as a Bosnian, I can only sympathize with that, because we have our own problems when it comes to football federation, the national team and everything. But yeah, that's like the normal football banter.
So guys, this was our pilot episode of our new series of best and worst of the previous weeks.
Highs and lows.
Highs and lows. We'll figure out the
exact title.
Yeah, later. Leave us in the comments your best and your worst of the last week. It can be any league, it can be anyone, and maybe tell us why, or maybe not.
Exactly, like it can even be a player or a coach.
Even like a massagist, like, why not?
So once again, thank you everyone for watching, and if you like this content, then you can subscribe to the channel, you can leave a like, and also, as Patrick said, comment your opinions on previous weekday. Until the next video, I'm Srđan.
I'm Patrick.
And we say goodbye to you.